Hey people from the tube, welcome back to another Pancho Things. Today, I'm a solo dummy on a mission. Let's get started.
Fishing with dummies, y'all.
Yeah.
Today, I'm heading out to Lake Dixon. It's the closest lake that I have. But I'm a dummy on a solo mission. Matt is... actually, I will let Matt tell you what's going on. I want to go fishing! That's right. Matt is sick and he cannot go fishing. So I'm going on a solo mission. Now this time around, I remember on the trip where I got my first bluegill, my first fish ever, I saw some bass under a dock. I'm trying to get there top of the morning just to see if I can figure out the top water fishing situation. I have a feeling that they will possibly respond to top water, which I have a couple of poppers and frogs and some other stuff that I can use to see if we can get one of those guys. So let's do it. All right. All right, let's see. There we go. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is on this one we are going to set up a worm. So got a whole bunch of old ones here. Look what I got here. Alright. Okay. We got one here. What I'm gonna do is lead a fish here. So I'm just gonna cast this guy out. So we're gonna leave that guy there. And then we're gonna try some top water. On the other hand, I'm gonna try this top water. We'll see what's gonna happen. Actually, for this one, Texas rig this guy here. There's a bed down there, but I don't see any fish. I just see baby fish. There's little baby fish. I don't see a big fish down there. So, that's what we're gonna do. Oh my god, I love those guys. Can't come fast enough. Oh, come on. Oh man. Hey. Easy, easy, easy. I know. Leave it. See? Oh boy. Alright, warm up. Oh, I got something. Something skunk, huh? Good. I wanna go fishing. Well, there was no luck, so I'm gonna pack and go home, and we're gonna talk about how it went.
Alrighty, back at the house, and yeah, it was an interesting morning. The solo mission didn't go as I was expecting to go, but hey, it's a learning experience and it was fun. We're gonna go over really quickly on all the stuff that I threw today and what actually was the few things that enticed the bass, but they didn't commit fully. So let's start talking about that total. So what happened was, so I decided to change the rig on both rods. So I decided to suspend the worm with a bobber a little bit and see if that made any difference. As I cast pretty much all my top water stuff and nothing happened. So I decided, let me suspend that worm, let it sit in there and see if we have any luck. And at the same time, I rigged the other rod with a soft plastic minnow swimmer, which I'm going to show you here in a second. So I put the bobber on the rod and cast, and as soon as the bobber hit the water, out of the reeds, a radiator slider comes out and looks at the bobber, goes straight to the bobber, hits the bobber with the head, and I see the movement, and I'm like, oh, what is going on? What is this? And I looked at the turtle, and I'm like, uh-oh, no, you're not going to steal my worm. So I went right away, pulled the worm out, and the turtle got spooked, and he left. So I was like, okay, cool. So I cast a little bit farther out and just left it there. And there was no sign of the turtle. I stood there watching just to make sure he didn't come back. And he didn't. So I was like, okay, cool. Turn back, I start rigging the other rod, and I look up. And by the time that I look up, I can see the bobber started to move. I don't get to see what he's getting to the bait, but I'm like, uh-oh. And when I got close, I realized that there's another way bigger, and at this point is getting into the worm. So I slightly pulled the worm just to see if with the pressure of the bite of the turtle plus the pressure, the slight pressure on the worm, it might have break the worm and just save the turtle from getting hooked, but it was way too late. He already had the hook in his mouth. So I was like, okay, well, gotta pull it out and well. I also decided to throw a crankbait and see if it had any effect on the fish. Mind you, there's quite a few big bass down there, like quite a few, and but they're not reacting to anything. And I was like, well, let's try this crankbait. Let's see if this worked, like close to the reeds, and see if I can get him to react. On my second cast, I get him on the reeds, and the reeds are kind of far out. There's no way for me to reach him. And you know me, I don't want to lose my lures. I just started my collection of lures, and I don't want to lose them just yet. I need to catch some more fish before I can start losing lures here. So towards the end, as I'm about to leave, I remember that I have a 20-pound test line in my backpack, and I decided to see if I could put a big weight on it and try to retrieve it. Since I broke the reeds and the reeds were flat laying on the water with the crankbait, when I pulled to try to retrieve it, I decided to put a weight on the end of the line and try to cast it out. So I spent about 10 minutes, but I did retrieve it. Now in the process of that, there is 3 guys in a boat, and these guys are literally laughing at me. Like, they're a little bit farther out, but they're laughing at me, and I can hear they're making really, really terrible comments about how stupid and how dumb I was or what I was doing, because they didn't see what I was trying to do. So after like 13 or 20 tries, I finally got the crankbait, and I'm like, yeah, I retrieved it. And they get to see now what happened, and they just start cheering. They're like, yeah! And I'm like, yeah, I got it. And the guys will go, oh man, I'm sorry, we were making fun of you, but we didn't know what was going on. And if you would tell me, I would have gone with the boat and just pick it up for you. But logically, you don't want to ask for help to somebody that is actually already making fun of you. So, but there you have it. I saved my lure, and yeah, they celebrated me. Ha! So let me show you what I cast today and what was the only thing that actually gave me a reaction of the bass. Alright, so let me show you what I was casting today. So I started the day with this popper. That was the first lure that I tied, and I threw it around the reeds and around the dock several times, and I have nothing, no reaction. Then I moved to my Guggen Squad frog, and the frog didn't do much either. They didn't go for it at all. No changes, no nothing. Then I tied up this guy, and he has like a little rattles inside. So I tied up this guy, not luck either. So then I switched to a swim jig, swim to this guy, nothing. They actually got more spooked than actually interested on what was happening. So I did Texas rig with I did some Texas rig with some worms and Mondo worms, and I tried some bandito bugs, and nothing worked. This was the only thing that actually got him to go for it, but getting towards the end of the tail, about an inch to the end of the tail, they will turn around. So that was the only thing that gave me some form of action with the bass, but that was about it. This was the crankbait that got stuck in the reeds and that I was able to recover. So I'm not ready to start losing them yet. If I lose them in the mouth of a fish, that's one thing. But if I lose them on a reed, that's kind of embarrassing. So that's what I threw, and it got snagged, and I was able to recover and save. That's exactly what happened today. Unfortunately, mad. I wanna go fishing. So unfortunately, Matt is sick, and there's nothing we can do about that. So, but I called him right after I got out of there. I was like, dude, check this out. This is what happened. I'm pretty sure that Matt is gonna enjoy or watching this is gonna get a good laugh. And I told him what happened, but he hasn't seen any footage, so he's gonna be able to see this and probably he's gonna get a good chuckle out of it. But yeah, that's exactly what happened today. We're getting fired up for summer, and there is a lot of things in plan. There's a lot of things that we're going to try and attempt to do. So this is going to be real fun. Once again, we keep learning. We keep trying things. We keep going and trying to figure this thing out. At the end, you guys rolling along with Fishing with Dummies, and I appreciate that. We're almost 150 subscribers in, which I'm really happy and excited about. Thank you so very much for sticking with me, watching all these videos and seeing the progress of everything that I've been doing. Thank you so very much. With that being said, like, share, subscribe, click the notification bell so you can be notified every time that I upload a new video, and I will see you in the next one. Pancho out.